testing. How's everybody doing? You enjoyed the con so far? Excellent. I was fashionably late by 3 minutes because I was wandering around going, what panel room am I going? I don't know what I'm doing.
You aren't the only one.
Yeah, we should all be in that too.
Oh, do you? Okay. I'm glad it's not just me. Yes. So I am Lee Tocker, and you're here to listen to me with Q&As and stuff, and it didn't really say anything else, so I don't really know what to talk about. So, well, hi. How's everybody doing? Having fun?
Excellent.
Starting to, as you guys have, what's the big thing you want to get out of this weekend? This is the first first one in Toronto, and I'm assuming everybody has an expectation. You're gonna come away with that plushie that you've always wanted. There's one right there. Hold that one up again. Woohoo! Nice. I just want to say I'm here with my assistant Amy Rainey, Amy Zing, as she's known as. She's done a lot of the artwork for my autograph things, and she's donating to the charity, the original of one of them. So I signed it, so she's donating that. So that's awesome, Amy. Thank you, Amy. Amy is best assistant. So I really don't know what to talk about. I mean, I have a lot of things that I want to talk about, but I want to hear about what you guys want to talk about. So why don't we just launch into it?
Fan builds.
You want to know? Oh, this? Oh, this little thing here. How many people are members now? 1. Awesome. 2, 3. Okay, but we want more. And you're going to find out how many people are following me on Twitter. A few, a couple. Wow, there's quite a few of you. You know way too much about what I eat. I'm not that interesting. So we started, we launched with Mike Bernstein on a separate entity. I'll give you a little bit of the history because I don't want to bore you guys. How many people have heard me talk about FanBuilt before?
BronyCon.
BronyCon, exactly. So BronyCon and BronyCon. So I won't bore you with too much of the details. Suffice it to say, we bring artists from around the world together to work on things like competitions, and we're going to pay you. It's been through 2 incarnations already, and we had, in our last beta tester group, the site is looking amazing right now. I just have to say that. It's amazing. Chloe Windus, our designer, fantastic. Amy Rainey is also my Amy. Yeah, she's also my social media coordinator. And if you have anything that you want to know about FanBuilt, she's the person to follow on Twitter, and follow FanBuilt on Twitter, and follow me on Twitter. We're really close right now. We've removed the live camera feature because it just was glitchy. And we have this. How many people in this room are part of the FanBuilt Skype chat? Nobody. There's a whole Skype chat. Well, 1, Amy. Amy's really awesome. So that's secured your job for yet another month. Yeah, but we have a Skype chat on every day. Amy, how many people are on at any given time?
We generally have about 10, and we have right now a total of 107 people on the FanBuilt fans.
107 people at any given time, 10 at the minimum that are talking. What they're doing is, what we're going to try and do is pick them up and transplant them and plug them into the place in FanBuilt where our file sharing system and our live video streaming chat was going to be, and we're going to take that and I think it's okay to say this. I'm going to announce it. I'm going to announce it here. Reese, my CO, is going to hate me. He's like, you left nothing for Christmas. But we're going to take, we wanted something that wasn't as glitchy as, like, I find Skype. And do you guys find Skype a little glitchy?
Yes.
Yeah. How many people have tried Google Hangouts? Yeah, I know, but it's better than Skype. It doesn't glitch. It doesn't.
Tiny chat.
Well, it doesn't have the versatility for big file sharing. So what we've done is we've taken I have a coder that I'm paying now to take Google Hangouts and plug it into fan builds, because why reinvent the wheel? I didn't want to use Skype. I wanted to use something like Google Hangouts. It's a lot funner. You can do a lot more file sharing. You can have more people on the video streaming at the same time, and and it's not glitchy. And it's kind of fun because you can put funny hats on each other. So there's that too.
So it's Team Fortress 2, it's about.
Yeah, exactly. So we just wanted that. So that's the last sort of element that we're gonna need to smooth over. So he's lifted this thing out, plugged this thing in, and stitching it back together so you can move files back and forth through FanBuild. So you create your teams, and you can file share and do your stuff and talk to each other and have fun and make silly things in FanBuild without leaving our FanBuild website. And and then we're gonna pay the winners of the competitions, and we're gonna give you guys a forum to show your stuff. And our online app is almost finished, and that is going to be the FanBuild network. And then everybody's gonna have their own channel, and bronies are gonna have their own channel. Anything that's brony centric, it's gonna be on that channel on the app. We have Transformers. John Bailey Crompton is gonna be helping me get all the Transformers people and all the fandoms of all of the different shows that I've been in. Dragon Ball, all the things I can't even talk about right now, because otherwise I'll never work again for certain companies that are listening to me right now somewhere. They probably bugged me for now.
Who's watching?
Yeah, Hasbro is always watching. That's my very kind of the gods of Hasbro ever present. Oh, gods of Hasbro, you are so great and powerful. Please don't squish us beneath your heavy boots of industry. So we're really excited, and I know I've said this a couple times before, but we are really launching this Christmas. So, and then we're gonna have a party in Vancouver where I'm at. If you show up, if you can, whoever. But we're also gonna do it online too, so we're gonna have live cameras from around the world. People, we've got. We wanted our beta testers in this incarnation to stop at 30 people. We're now at almost 500 people. So 480 or something, I think, wasn't it, Amy? 482 members, and I told them about 400 people ago. I'm like, please stop telling people what we're doing inside, because let's get the glitches worked out first. But they've been so helpful. Everybody that has signed up. So now I'm just like, yeah, okay, keep on, come on, bring them on. So you just go to fanbuilt.com. Start your avatar, create your avatar, and if you're a voice actor, we're going to have a voice actor channel. And I've got producers from LA to New York, here in Toronto, Vancouver, in the Great Britain, and all over the world that do animation and that are looking for voiceover people, for example. And so they're going to have their own channel, and everybody's going to have listed by the age range of who they are, what they do, and all their demos are going to be uploaded. So you can go and upload your demos. Upload your art if you're an artist. It's people making things. It's like YouTube, except, like I keep saying, it's like YouTube, except it's not just videos of, hey, look what a funny crap my cat can do. So it's like LinkedIn, except it's not just job postings. It's job postings for a reason. To make small productions, particularly. It's not just, I'm a CEO of a tech company and I'm looking to, go on some kind of, I don't know, I'm rambling. But it's for a reason, to make things. You're looking for team members to build things together. And we are going to have competition pages that we can go and say, okay, well, we got this great competition right now, and hey, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll play this for you now. One of my first competitions is the Grim Possession of Chesterfield Couch, which is a movie that I'm writing, and I'm just about finished with my co-writer. And we're looking for the designs for what the Grim would look like. And he's like thousands of year old drunken giant elf with a good heart, but all of his people were taken away from him. Let me just see if I can find it here. What's this? That's not it. That's not it. I don't know what that was. Here we go. So you guys want to listen to the first beginning of the Grim Possession? So there's a little clip online, and then it's sort of whatever you can think of in your head. That's what I want you guys to, and then I'll pay the winners. So do you guys want to hear it? No? Am I good? Yeah! Okay, so I produced this whole thing, so let's, okay, why did you go back there? Here we go. very
They
gentle.
walked in through the fog that morn to sniffler out the trail, which led a secret past-kill passageway to where begun this tale. Sniff nosing round the brick rock and the mortar, crimbling bare his finger to find keyhole handsome, thickly brick moss hair. From sack drew he rare pixie glint to interpret ancient runes, which sprout there from the mumble bricks since past-kill walls begun.
I'll just let it go for one more minute.
Sought he, seeking searchingly, one brick to catch his eye. Once found, within split spirit door, grim elders prophesied. Slyly hand passed o'er top, roused whispers deep below. From sealed over underways, where past-kill legends flow. Gripped he purple grim that brick, and hissed he incantation, which pulled rudely past-kill moorings, turning round their rot foundation.
You guys getting bored yet?
Usher home his gleeful gasp, and with palmly overturn, another his cantation raises key, out palmly key-shaped burn.
20 more seconds.
Now up in air did slimely key find home its fashioned hole, and gibbering world fell silent. And time itself stood still and cold.
All right, so that's what we got for that. So thank you. So the poem itself, this was the impetus. It started the whole thing. One day I was just really inspired by that old English sort of language, and I kind of riffed on it. I want to see if I could make up my own kind of language that was reminiscent of it. So anyway, I am a creative person. I know a lot of creative people. I surround myself with artists. I love the stuff that they're doing. I need help with the things that I'm doing, and so Fan Built is so that artists and creative producers can come together and make things, and it's really just inspire each other to make stuff. And I'm going to provide them a channel to show their stuff. I also have the ear of people at Disney and DHX and places like that, and Atomic Cartoons and Nerdcore, and they have all expressed interest and have helped me craft Fan Built to give me advice. They're my advisory boards, and they want to see this go. Ace Fipke, the president of Nerdcore, said to me before the Christmas party last year, he said, "Lee, if this thing goes as well as I think it's going to go, I'll buy the show from you myself." So he already saw the potential for the network, the Fan Built network. But I don't want to sell it because I like it too. So I just want to have fun, and I want to push all of my projects. So for example, the Grim Possession, I want to know what would the Grim look like to you guys, and then you guys send in, you fill out forms saying, I just want to know, I own it. If I pay you for it, I own it. If I don't pay you for it, then you keep whatever designs. But any competition that I pay for the winners, I own that content. Any other content that you submit to my website, you own. I don't want nothing of it. It's yours. It's your babies. We have legal department. I've spent way too much money to make sure that you guys are protected, because I've been that artist that does free shit for people online. And sorry, young ears over here. Somebody else. Yes, right. You've done lots of free stuff, right? And it's like you want to get your foot in the door, and you want to be seen, and you want to be heard, and so you end up having to just whore it out for so long, and it's so frustrating, and you wonder, are these people just taking advantage of me, or do they really care, or what is it? And oh, thanks for doing this fantastic work for free. Would you mind doing some more free stuff for me as well? Oh my God, it's a drive-by CANterlot pamphleting.
Q&A.
Q&A?
Yeah, questions and answers.
Is that what I should be doing now?
Soon, yeah. Whenever you're through.
Thank you, Amy. I would not know where to stand or what to say if I didn't have an agent and an assistant. So anyway, so that is Fan Built. If you have any questions or answers, hey, you know what? Why don't we do a Q&A? Amy, what about that? Anyway, I just don't know when to stop talking about it, because I'm very excited about it. I'd love for you guys, just on a final note on that, please go to fanbuild.com, sign up, create your avatar. Tell us, click off on the long list of artistic things that you do. Are you a director? Are you a writer? Are you an animator? Are you a character designer? Do you do plushies? Are you an interpretive dancer? Actually, we don't have interpretive dance on the site. I'm sorry, we don't. I didn't know what to do with interpretive.
Next update.
Hey?
Next update.
Next update. I'll do interpretive dance and mimes on the next one. I didn't know what to do with the mime.
It's handed it out.
I know, right? So anyway, please go and sign up for it. Follow me on Twitter. We're going to be launching either on Christmas or on New Year's Eve. So we'd love everybody to be, especially there's going to be a lot of benefits to being part of the first 500. So we're at 482 apparently, so we've got a little bit more. Yeah, so questions and answers, anything? Yes?
What was your first encounter with a brony? Like what was that?
With a fandom of the bronies?
Yeah, like the first person that found you somewhere and was like, hey Lee, can I get a picture of me each man and watch My Little Pony? And you're like,
Actually, I think it was a cousin of mine. It was a cousin, and she said, okay, listen, this is gonna be weird, but my daughter loves My Little Pony. And I'm like, how do you know what I'm doing? She said, well, it's huge. I'm like, no, what are you talking about? So she made me sign a picture from My Little Pony that they found on the web, and I was like, oh, where did you find this? And then when I went in to do a record the next time with the rest of the cast, they were like, can you believe how big this is catching on? And I was just like looking at my script, I'm like, what's catching on? What? What was happening? Was this another show? Why am I not on that show? What show? And I'm like, no, this show's catching on. I'm like, this show? What do you mean this show's catching on? Catching on what? You're like, it's really big in Vietnam or what's good? And they're like, no, it's big like everywhere. There's bronies. I'm like, what's a brony? so yeah, and when I came to New York, to the first one, I can't remember when that was.
2012.
2012. Thank you, Amy. I don't know. I don't need to know anything anymore. The next question, I'm just going to throw it over to Amy. Yeah, 2012, and I followed Tara Strong into the auditorium and was deafened. I was just like, well, that ain't for me, for sure. So, because I knew Tara was like the big, and followed her in, and I heard the sound, and then I knew, like, wow, this is huge, there's all these people here. And then, while I was signing autographs, I heard the sound of a jet engine next door, and it was the applause for Lauren Faust. I'm like, who's talking? It's like, and ladies and gentlemen, bronies, it's Lauren Faust! Like this, it's just like this huge sound. I'm like, what in the heck is that? And I didn't, yeah, so that's when I realized. That was my first experience, and it was absolutely, it was like a Fellini film. There should have been like midgets on tricycles. People on stilts juggling and things. Like, it was crazy cakes. It was absolutely crazy cakes. Next question. Yes?
Out of all the characters you've done, which one would you say is the hardest that you've done?
On the show? On MLB?
On anything.
On anything?
Yeah.
The ones that I have to scream a lot. Dr. Frog, yeah, Dr. Frog in the League of Super Evil, because he was always getting squished or squashed or torn or eaten by Doomageddon. And one of my favorite lines, I use it, was once again when he was arced through the air or had fallen off of some high place. He's like, I fell on my keys. So he was always getting screamy. I got really screamy. So the day I always needed lozenges at the end of every session of that. But he was a fun character. All my characters end up getting hurt now that I think of it. Bronto the Magnificent. How many people watch Slug Terra? I'm glad to see it's going over so well in Toronto. Multi-million-dollar line of toys in the States. We don't know anything about the shows here in Canada. Bronto the Magnificent in Slug Terra is the new nerdcore Disney thing. But he is always screaming as well. Because he tries to be so fearless. I'm a fearless tracker. And then he sees it. Oh, it's okay. It was my shadow. So, yeah. Next question. Anybody?
Over there. Rena.
Oh, yes.
What's the weirdest fan
Well, there was a hug that lasted a little too long. And it was from a boy. And he needed a shower. But he was very sweet other than that. There hasn't really been too many weird things. Someone found out my personal email once. And that kind of got a little... So somebody had hacked my account once, but it hasn't been anything weird. It's been more sweet, and I mean, you guys are awesome. This is the best fandom. Brony's our best fandom. It really is the truth, you guys. You got great big hearts, great big talents. You're just fantastic. Oh, yes.
What, if anything, is your favorite fan project from this fandom?
The ones that he's seen, anyway.
Well, you know what? In Vegas, Amy, the school.
Oh, yes, FanBuilt 792, the FanBuilt.
That's right.
They're doing a whole bunch of stuff.
But what was the name of the... Josh, no.
Joseph Fry.
Joseph Fry. He's got his school, he's using his school in Las Vegas, Nevada to, he's using FanBuilt through their art department. Their art department is now going to start using FanBuilt to pass files back and forth and create teams for their own art projects, and they're starting this year, and they're going to keep doing that forever in the future. I think that's wonderful. So Joseph Fry has already been listed as our first official FanBuilt fan of the month. So that's really cool. Firemain, Ed Goodwin, just came up to Vancouver. He's there right now. And he has started a new show called Inspiration. Inspired. I just let you try. Inspired. That's okay. And he came up to Vancouver and I gave him an introduction to Peter New, and we sat down, Amy and I and Peter and Ed. And the show is about who inspires the people who inspire us. And so he chose, as his first two interviews, me and then Peter New. Actually, it was Peter New and then when I get back, me, because I didn't have time to do it. But while I was there, I was interviewing him, interviewing Peter New. So it was kind of like, circles and circles and circles. So he had this show that he was doing, and I was saying, I had Amy film me, saying, this is Lee Tocker from the FanBuilt Project, and as you know, we like to inspire people to create things and make things, and here's a young man who's doing that right now. Ed Goodwin is now going to, and I talked about his new podcast, interviewing Peter New, called Inspired, and so he'd ask Peter a question, and I'd say, Ed, how did it feel to ask that question of Peter? So it was like, he was filming, I was filming, and I was like, yeah. And live imitating live. So there's been a lot of really cool projects. Thank you. Cool. Anyone else? Yes?
What would you say has been your most memorable recording session ever? Any show?
Of any show?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I worked with Gary Larson once. That was awesome for the Far Side. And yeah, that was pretty cool. He just was a real quiet guy, chuckling to himself with his, long gray hair and patches on his tweed coat, and he'd laugh to himself, always thinking about something in there, chickens and cows and things are going on. That was neat, meeting him. Best experience in animation was meeting Seth MacFarlane. That was when he gave me an award, an Alan Award for best male voiceover artist of the year. So I was like, you're Seth. He's like, good job on that, George of the Jungle, Lee. And I'm like, you don't know me, you're Seth MacFarlane. And so that was amazing. I've worked with some pretty neat people. I mean, the MLP cast is fantastic, especially now that we know how big the fandom is. When we all get together, it's kind of, there's magic in the room, because we're like, can you believe this? I know. But I've worked with Terry Gilliam and John Goodman and Whoopi Goldberg, and worked with a whole bunch of people. But I think just any time I'm working, it means I'm out of the house and I'm making money. So I mean, that's pretty good. That's happy. But there's been a lot of turmoil personally with my life in the last little bit. Without going too far into it, I can honestly say that without my friends, like, you know, Tabitha St. Germain, Peter New, Andrew Francis, Brian Drummond, Sam Vincent, Scott McNeil, Gary Chalk, Brenda Critchlow, the Kriebers, without all these people that I get a chance to work with in the studio, having fun. Like, I'm in 8 shows right now, which is amazing. I don't know where all that money's gone. Well, it's gone into fan build. But without, they've really saved me. Like, I get to go and play with a bunch of really, really funny, silly monkeys. And every time I'm in there and the rest of the world is outside, I'm like, you can't text me. I'm with my friends and we're making silly stuff. So it's really saved my life loads of times. So that my best experience has been any time I'm with my friends, and that's pretty safe to say. Yeah, for sure. Anyone else? Yes.
Are all of your jobs primarily, I'm assuming, in Vancouver, or do you do jobs like all over Canada, like you're in Toronto as well?
I don't come out to Toronto that often, but I have done online work for some Toronto companies, for the Food Network, and stuff like that, and things. I did Yam Roll, which was a show that was out years and years ago, and I played Yam Roll, and that was through March Entertainment here in Toronto, so I did come here for that. Yeah, primarily Vancouver, because that's we're the cartoon capital of Canada, I think, right now. I think we're pushing like North America. We're doing a lot of stuff up there, and yeah. So most of it's there. It's at we do some recordings like DHX is just upstairs from formerly Studio B, now DHX. They are upstairs from Dick and Rogers, and as well on the same floor as Dick and Rogers, Daniel Ingram and his group is there. And Daniel, I gotta thank you again for doing the fan-built music. He's awesome. It sounds awesome. I always give that shout out because I haven't actually paid him for that yet. So he's been very patient with me. Yeah, and then Nerdcore, we do a lot of stuff at Dick and Rogers as well. We have also done, there's Atomic, which does Coco Productions. So there's every production house, animation house, has a production company, a sound place that they work. So there's like 3 or 4 main sound places that I work through. That's kind of, you know, that's the sound rooms, and I just hop from one to the other. Yeah, mainly Vancouver. Thinking about LA, but I don't know. And ex-girlfriend of mine, Sarah Strange, her mom, Lynn Strange, she created the Beachcombers. She told me many years ago 2 things. 1, never go to LA unless you're invited. And 2, white pants never lie. So I believe both of those things to be true. So I had thought about LA. I see a lot of my friends. Trevor Duval is now spending part of his time in LA. Peter Calamus is living part of the time in LA. And I see the draw, but right now, like I said, I'm in 8 shows in Vancouver, and you know, why, if it ain't broken, you know. Anyway, anyone else? Yes?
What was working with John Goodman like?
It was good. It was remote though. So like it was through phone, it was ISDN cables. So when I say I worked with him, it wasn't like we were in the same booth together. So I kind of, it wasn't really like I worked with him. I was working with him because we had laps and stuff. But no, he was in LA and I was here. And a lot of the times when you get bigger stars like that, that's how it has to work because they're in the middle of their schedules and, you know, who cares about my schedule? But he's very funny, if that means anything. He made me laugh a lot. Anyone else? Yes?
As a voice actor, how many voices can you do? And also, how do you go about finding new voices to do?
Well, I teach a course. I have an online course through 78910.com. They produced it. They're selling it. So they've already paid me. So I don't know what they're charging. I think it's charging like $20 or something. But it's a 4-part course in 1 hour. The second part is about coming up with new voices and how to remember them. And I'm developing an app right now, which I can't believe nobody else has thought of. So that's why I'm paying my lawyer so much money. And I use it like a color wheel. You know, you start in the middle with what's your gender, male, female. What's your age? Spin that around. What's your archetype? Are you a hero? Are you villain? Are you a nerdy guy? Are you a scientist? Are you a valley girl or whatever? What's your accent wheel on top of that? What are you, a horse, chicken, or cow on top of that, or pony, you know, or a dog, and all those things. And so I keep everything in an upright position, and I just move them and I recombine them every day. And I also practice. So I don't know how many I do because there are so many recombinants. There's so and any good voice actor will tell you, like, you got to keep working at it. There's a lot of, how many people are aspiring voice actors here? Okay, you guys, how many people have demo reels done? Go on to FanBuilt and upload them. I'm not kidding. That's what we're there to do, is to help you. But there are, as I know, and all of us A-levels know, there's a lot of really good, talented people that are just waiting to topple us off of our ladders. And so we got to keep on top of it. Every year I work on a couple more voices, like a couple more accents. Last year I learned South African as well as I could. You know, it's very difficult to say like you're actually from there. And I don't know if I'm saying like I'm from Cape Town or Johannesburg. I don't know. I'm not quite that good. Yeah, but you know, so I learned it. The year before that, I learned Welsh, which I think sounds a lot like East Indian, because East Indian sort of sounds like this, you know, but Welsh sort of sounds like this as well. So it's like one Christmas was so much like another. In those years around the sea town corner now, you know, and so every year I have to kind of keep your chops sharp. I don't know. I'm gonna say thousands. I don't know. I don't know. A lot. And I learn more every day, because I'll get an audition site and they'll say we're looking for a Swedish Chinese guy. You know, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds tough. So I'll sit and like come up with something. And no, I'm not going to do it right now because I don't even know what that would sound like. It's ridiculous.
British accent, Chinese metaphors.
Yeah, there you go.
Man who run in front of cars who get tired. Man who run behind cars who get exhausted.
What's that?
Man who run in front of car get tired. Man who run behind car get exhausted.
That's really good. Man who run in front of car get tired. Man who run behind car get exhausted. Try the view. He's here all week. Tip your waiter. That's funny. Anybody else? Yes.
I remembered you touched up on the voice actor fan channel thing.
Yeah.
Will FanBuilt keep the members up to date, or who do we chat with to keep the voice actor channel?
If you submit, we're going to have, what we're doing first is we're going to see how many people we have, and then we're going to create the channel with the app so that so it's going to be like Voice Bank or Voice Bank is one place to go where you can upload your demos. You can also do it through Voices123 or Voices.com. We want to make FanBuilt streamlined for producers, particularly people that have jobs that are looking for particular voices. And instead of going around, you know, trying to find them, they just go to one place. So we want to be the one-stop shop for anybody that's making cartoons or anything. So we're still in the process of trying to figure out how the layout, the page is going to look. Like we haven't even finished our competition page yet. It's only half done. We're really new. We're still like still wet, you know. But we're so excited. I mean, it's coming along really fast. So just upload, and then we're gonna and we have a mass mailer. I think it's called MailChimp. So we're gonna send out to everybody every once a week, every Friday or every second Friday. Updates and say, okay, here's our latest update. Anybody that has a demo reel, send it to this, resubmit it to this page, and then it'll all be categorized. So we're gonna help. You guys are gonna. The first 500 people are gonna help us to help you. Yeah, like that. Anybody? Yes, you in the back.
I have some questions about screening, because you mentioned earlier that you did sessions where you introduced the screen. What's the best way to do that without hurting your voice, as well as grabbing the screens, things that make you want to grind your throat and doing that supposed to?
Well, there's stage screams. Like the stage scream is held back just a little bit, and then it's you working the mic technique. So instead of going ah, you're going ah, and it's up here, and you don't use as much of the volume or as much of the air coming out. Sometimes it can't be avoided, and you're just left to collect the debris and make the best out of them. Like you've already done the damage. there's a couple things other than just keeping yourself hydrated at that point, and lozenges, and lots of water, warm water and lemon. But there's also something on the market called glycerin, and you can get it at any Shoppers Drug Mart, and it's actually an opera singer's trick. And you take a tablespoon of glycerin, or 3 tablespoons of glycerin. No, I think it's 1 tablespoon, and in 2 ounces of hot water and 1 ounce of cold water, and gargle that. And it rehydrates. It's like lip gloss, but for your throat. And you gargle that, and it will get into all the folds of the larynx. Yeah, either that or just try not to do parts where you have to scream. I don't do like Warhammer 40K. I don't do the Warhammer series. I don't do any of them. I don't do Hulk World anymore. I did all that stuff before, but I don't do video games anymore for that reason. Because it's just too hard. They're all like screaming. So everybody's screaming and yelling and shooting each other. God. And can't somebody just tell me a nice, quiet joke? You know? And make a funny voice? You know? Not like this. You know? That was creepy cool. Okay, anyone else? I want to hear 4 people do that at the same time. But say it like a little slower than usual, so that sounds a bit creepier. it's like the old man with the creepy puppet. How are you doing? I love it. Anyone else with Q&As? Yes.
From any show, what are the top 3? What do you think is your top 3 best voices you've ever done for the character? Like, what is your...
The top 3 of my favorite voices that I've ever done?
Yeah, top 3. Any character you've done in the show.
Well, the funnest one, obviously, is Stephen Magnet. I haven't done it. Nobody's ever let me go off like that before. So that was just unprecedented. Fabulous! Like, that stuff doesn't fly in any other cartoon. I don't know how Terry Glasson got away with that. But, well, thank you, Uncle Terrence. But I really love this stuff I'm working on now. Like this, I really wish League of Super Evil would come back. I really loved it. Dr. Frog was just so fun, and he was just this bumbling scientist who was always trying to take over the world, but he just can't. He's like caught. And he was fun. I like that. George of the Jungle. He was fun because he was just really dumb. But the shows that I'm doing right now, like doing the Slugterra, the Pronto, he's really a fun character. They really let me play with that. And I'm also doing a show called Endangered Species through Nerdcore as well, where I play Gull the Seagull, and he's not very smart, but he's also quite dumb. So he's just really needs a lot of help. He's pretty slow. But I like playing these kind of silly, superfluous. I'm always the sidekick who's always getting hurt, or the comic foil, or the dumb one, or whatever. So, because they know that I like playing silly. So, but the ones that I'm doing, the quality of writing lately has been really going up. Cartoons are getting smarter. So, yes.
Well, speaking of getting hurt, I don't know if you would answer this, but do you think it's for George? Do you think it's bad luck that he's hitting into trees, or do you think trees actually hate George?
I think that they seek me out and leap in front of wherever I'm swinging. Oh! Tore a tree! No one's asked me a George question for a long time. Thank you. That really whisked me back. Oh, I remember when I used to get paid for that show. I don't get paid for that show anymore. Yeah. But people are still watching some of the old shows. I just got a residual check for Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, how long ago was that?
Which one? Not so good one.
If it was the one I was in, it was the one that was probably not so good. I don't know. I don't remember. I played Dingo in it. That's all I know.
Oh, that was actually a pretty good one.
Yeah, see, that was a good one. So there you go. So yeah, I got a residual check from Street Sharks, which is even further back. Like that's like way long time ago, man. It's awesome. That's what I said when I got the check. I'm like, check out of the blue. Street Sharks was kind of, that was my first lead in my first series. The rest of them were just little threw me little poems here and there.
You just throw away my question.
What?
My question.
What was it? My first big role?
What was your first?
Wait, I'll pretend like I'm gonna hit rewind. And go.
What's your first big break in voice acting?
My first big break in voice acting. That's interesting you should say that. It was Street Sharks, actually. Yeah. I played Ripster in that. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah. Oh, no kidding. Well, I'm glad that we had this talk together. Anybody else? Yes, you in the very back.
Would you ever consider returning to video games, specifically since you did Darkstalkers fairly recently?
Oh my God, I would love to play Jonathan Talbane again. That was so. Oh, I loved that. Yeah. Oh, remember that? That was the first. I'm trying to remember his voice now. Jonathan Talbane. He was the first time I got to play somebody with an accent, which now I'm realizing I didn't do very well. It does sound Aussie, yeah. Hey, Amy, you know what? It's fine line. Maybe looking for a new assistant. Any? Watch it. I'm just kidding, Amy. We love you. Anyone else? Yes.
Do you have any dream parts that you'd really like to do?
Not really. Maybe one. I'd love to play Bugs Bunny.
That would be awesome.
Oh my gosh, that would be a dream job. Mel Blanc is still, he's my hero. I think he's the hero of most accomplished voice actors, but he truly is. He truly is my hero. I actually can't believe I snagged, my company name is called Saturday Morning Entertainment, and to this day I have no idea how I lucked into that. Why SaturdayMorningEntertainment.com was available, but it was because of Mel Blanc, so Bugs Bunny, that would be my dream job.
Bugs is our due for a return.
I know, right? Yeah, I know. And yeah, so other than that, maybe if they revived the Muppets, I would love to play one of the voices for I hope everything forward here. That would be fun. Okay, anyone else? I don't know what time, how long do we have? We've got another 10 minutes, something like that. Unless they can keep me. I don't know how long they want me to go. Okay, we've got two back there. How about you?
I have never heard anybody ask the voice actors, have you watched your episode? Do you like your episode? Do you watch My Little Pony? And further on that, do you have any plans to do anything for season 4?
And do I have any, what about season 4?
Plans to do anything for season 4. I don't know if you're in it or not.
Well, I don't know if I'm in it or not either. They've already made the announcement, I think, Entertainment Weekly. I think somebody said something. Somebody leaked something. Entertainment Weekly, blame them. I don't know. But I don't know if I'm, I don't know. I have no idea. Nor would I be able to comment if I did. So that much I can and cannot tell you. And we never spoke. I was never here. Hasbro is listening.
What about the first part though? Have you ever watched an episode?
I have, yeah.
Do you watch any of the rest of My Little Pony at all?
I do, yeah. Well, I had to see what it was all about, didn't I? I did. I was like, okay, this is out of control. I have to see this now. And and apparently, and I just want to apologize for Equestria Girls. Apparently, Snips was just a little stinker.
Don't apologize. She'll actually.
That's kind of demon, though.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I do watch some of the episodes, and I tend to watch because I like watching cartoons. Because I am, as everybody knows, I'm a self-professed nerd. I read comic books. I spend time in comic book stores. I know way too much about Star Trek and Star Wars and the other fandoms and I do follow some of the shows and some of the episodes and some of the cartoons that I'm in. And I like it. I like it a lot. Anyone else? Yes.
Hold on. I don't know if you can do this or not, but can you say in your Stephen Magnet voice that Trevor has a nice moustache?
Oh, sure. Trevor, you've got a fabulous mustache! Go on.
Thank you.
No, more. Okay, there's somebody else that hasn't been. What?
This young man here, he wants to ask a question.
This young man?
Oh, I was actually thinking of Star Wars and Star Trek. What's your review on lightsabers versus the blaster?
Okay, I just want to say that I'm really excited right now for this time that we have in physics. Now you're going to see the nerd in me come out. It's actually more the geek and the nerd. Two professors, one from Harvard and one from MIT, ran some photons through a cloud of rubidium and came up with light that has mass, and so we're very close to actually developing a real lightsaber. How cool is that? Who's the geek now? Yeah. So, you're welcome.
I'm just saying, who wants to win, a lightsaber or a phaser?
A lightsaber or a phaser? I can't help but lightsabers just are so much cooler. Anybody can shoot anything. But you see little Yoda, he like flicks them bullets away like those little like pellets, you know. If you have the Force. If you got the Force. If I didn't have the Force, well, then I wouldn't be able to, because you can't have a lightsaber unless you have to build your own. Every Jedi knows you have to build your own lightsaber. It's yours that you built. So not knowing how to build one and thinking that sounds hard, actually. I'm kind of lazy. So if I could be like the lazy Jedi, I would do that. Or just like buy one online, buy one on eBay. It's like Yoda, oh, don't die. You know? I'd go for this phaser because phasers are lazy. And, and I don't know, who's got time to build a lightsaber? I got stuff, time to buy a lightsaber. Oh, I thought, you're doing this.
No, I was asking a question.
Oh, okay, what is it? Yeah?
No, I was just saying, I can build a lightsaber.
And she can build a lightsaber. So if anybody's in the market for a lightsaber, you don't know how to build a lightsaber. You don't know how to push photons through a cloud of rubidium. Liar. Maybe she's the best assistant I've ever had. I don't even know. She's like, actually, I'm a nuclear physicist as well. I didn't want to tell you because you have to pay me more, and I know you can't afford it. So anybody else? Okay, let's pick up someone we haven't seen. You, yes, in the back.
Was there any episode of Dragon Booster that you ever enjoyed, like, thoroughly?
Yeah, when Parman Sean got evil, like he got all full, didn't he get all like, he went evil once, didn't he? Yeah, that was the one, because I remember, it's going back in the vaults now, stepping back into the time machine. Yeah, I remember that was a really fun one, because I got a chance to play within that character. That was really fun. So having somebody go from one thing and then completely switch gears emotionally, where you're allowed to do something, play a different character within a character, that was awesome. And I remember there was another character like that. Did everybody watch Puka? No? I played like 3 of the characters on Puka. I played like Abio, which is basically Snips. Go back, listen, compare. I look forward to your evil tweets. And your memes. But Abio is Snips. But they don't, no one else has to know that. That's just between all of us and the entire internet. So, and I got to play Dada. And Dada was this guy that talks like this, and oh my, you're just crazy. And one day he got really suave. And so I turned him into Gary Grant. So Abby was really like, oh, he's so clumsy. And then he just became suave one day. And I'm like, how do you make that voice suave? And so I did him like Gary Graves. There's only one way to see Mallorca, and that's by boat. You know, so I was like Fabio and Cary Grant, awesome. So I love combining things. Swedish Chinese though, not Swedish Chinese. Not smart enough for that. Give me a year, maybe next year. That'll be next year. Actually, this year I'm going to try and learn Liverpudlian. I'd like to learn the Liverpool accent because I won't even try. Because I can't wrap my head around it. Anybody else? Okay, good. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, just one.
What was it like working on the Dragon Ball series?
I am not at liberty to say anything about Dragon Ball Kai until the beginning of spring, and then you'll be like, you did what? So I'm really excited, but I can't tell anybody anything about that yet.
Basically just pulling
Soon.
in the right direction.
Okay?
It's an effective copy.
Moose. Look at that moose. I have 2 minutes. Yes.
I want to hear you with a Newfie accent, if you can.
A Newfie accent.
Yes, come on.
I still try and do that. Yeah, hang on. Come here right now, go here too. How's you going there, what, boy? Is it party on the board here, what? You know, something like that there. No bad here, what? Is what there?
Lord Thunder and Jesus thing.
Lord Thunder and Jesus here, what boy? Hey, right? Come here right now, go over here too. I'm just learning this one too. I haven't really mastered it yet. But I figured, damn it, I'm a proud Canadian. I gotta learn me some Newfie. Yes, that's right, hey, what? She's a beauty. She's a beauty for sure.
You gotta go there and get Scrooge, and then you'll speak.
I know, right? I'm gonna get hyderized too. That's where you go up to Hyder, Alaska, and they got the pickled human toe in the fire water, and you have to drink it until it touches your top lip. It's disgusting. What are we doing to ourselves? Anyway, you guys know there was one more in the back.
Yes, you mentioned you were a bit of a geek and a nerd, obviously.
Yes.
Question. What are you currently reading? You mentioned comics, and you seem like a D&D player. Yes or no?
I was a D&D player. I have too much, I don't have that kind of time anymore. I played 64th level mage, a magician, elf, and my name was Castospel, or Cast a Spell. And my last big trick was convincing my enemy to come up to a castle that I constructed out of mirrors, and then he was up to his 70th level. He was one of my best friends, and then I killed him there, and I trapped him forever. We stopped being friends for about a year, and then we decided we probably just shouldn't play anymore. Thank you. And wait, can I get something before I go? Can you guys do me a favor? Okay, woo-hoo! Okay, and then I got oh no, I call you, yeah, I can do it from here. I want you guys, when I say 3, 2, 1, I want you guys, let me stand up here. I want you guys to say, you're watching Fanville. So it's like, you're watching Fanville. So, okay. Just say, Fanville. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Fanville! Nice, and now I want you to say, that's a good idea, Lee. 1, 2, 3. That's a good idea, Lee. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you very much, you guys, for coming. Track me down in the hallways throughout the weekend. Have a great time when you're here. I don't know when I'm doing autographs and stuff like that, but even if you don't want to buy an autograph, just come and say hello and say hi. And I'll be happy to talk to you then. And have fun. And go to fanbuild.com and follow me on Twitter, please, please, please.
All right.
Okay.